Are you tired of being poor? Of scraping by each month, never having any extra money? If you're ready to break the cycle of poverty, you need to start by breaking your bad habits. That's right, your bad habits are keeping you poor. But don't worry, we're here to help. In this video, we'll show you the top 7 bad habits that keep you poor, so you can finally start building wealth. Number 1. Overspending. Overspending is a bad habit that keeps you poor. It's easy to overspend when you're not used to living on a budget. You may not realize how much money you're spending on unnecessary things. Overspending can also be a sign of other problems, such as debt or anxiety. If you're spending more money than you can afford, it's time to take a step back and figure out why. There are many ways to get your spending under control. You can start by creating a budget and sticking to it. Try to avoid impulsive purchases, and only buy what you need. If you're having trouble controlling your spending, there are many resources available to help you. You don't have to live in debt or worry about money all the time. Start making changes today, and you'll be on your way to financial freedom. Number 2. Not having a budget. A lot of people think that not having a budget is no big deal. They live day to day without giving any thought to their spending or saving habits. But what they don't realize is that this bad habit is keeping them poor. If you don't have a budget, you're probably spending more than you can afford. This means that you're racking up debt and not putting any money aside for savings. In the long run, this will leave you in a very difficult financial situation. So if you're not currently budgeting, it's time to start. It may seem like a lot of work at first, but it's worth it if it means getting your finances in order. Trust me, once you see how much better off you are with a budget, you'll never go back to your old ways. Number 3. Not saving money. If you're not saving money, you're doing it wrong. It's a simple fact. If you want to be wealthy, you need to start squirreling away some cash. But for many people, saving money is a real challenge. Why is it so hard to break the bad habit of spending everything? There are a lot of factors that contribute to why people find it difficult to save money. For one thing, we live in a culture that encourages consumption. We're bombarded with advertising telling us that we need the latest and greatest gadgets and clothes. And even when we try to be thrifty, there's social pressure to keep up with our friends and neighbors. But at the end of the day, the reason most of us don't save money is because we simply don't make it a priority. Number 4. Using credit cards too much. If you're one of the many people who are using credit cards too much, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Not only is this a bad habit that keeps you poor, but it can also lead to debt and financial ruin. Here's why using credit cards too much is a bad idea. 1. You're likely to overspend when you use credit cards. 2. Credit card interest rates are usually high, which means you'll end up paying more for your purchases in the long run. 3. If you carry a balance on your credit card, it can damage your credit score. This can make it difficult to get approved for loans or lines of credit in the future. 4. Using credit cards too much can lead to debt problems. So, if you have a problem with using credit cards too much, there are some things you can do to help yourself. First, try to pay off your credit card balance every month. This will help you avoid interest charges and keep your debt under control. Second, limit the number of credit cards you have. Having fewer cards will make it easier to keep track of your spending and stay within your budget. Finally, be careful about using your credit card for cash advances and balances transfers. These transactions often come with high fees and interest rates, which can make it difficult to pay off your debt. Number 5. Not investing money. There's a bad habit that keeps you poor, and it's probably something you do every day. It's called not investing money. If you're not investing money, you're essentially saying that your current lifestyle is good enough and you don't need any more money. That might be true today, but what about tomorrow? What if you lose your job or get sick? Not investing money is a bad habit that keeps you poor because it doesn't allow you to take advantage of compound interest. Compound interest is when you earn interest on your investment, and then you reinvest that interest so that you can earn even more interest. It's like a snowball effect. The sooner you start investing money, the sooner you can start taking advantage of compound interest. So if you're not already doing it, start today. Number 6. Procrastinating. We all have that one bad habit that we can't seem to shake. For some of us, it's procrastinating. This seemingly innocuous habit can actually have a pretty big impact on our lives, especially when it comes to our finances. Here's why: when you procrastinate, you're really just putting off doing things that could potentially make you money. Maybe you're putting off starting your own business, or maybe you're putting off looking for a better paying job. Either way, you're missing out on opportunities to improve your financial situation. What's more, procrastinating can also lead to financial problems down the road. If you're constantly putting off saving for retirement, for example, then you're going to end up retiring with very little saved up. If you're one of the millions who struggle with procrastination, you know that it's a bad habit that can keep you poor. But there's hope. You can overcome your procrastination and start living a more productive, successful life. Here are some tips to help you get started. 1. Identify your triggers. What causes you to procrastinate? Is it fear of failure? Perfectionism? Lack of motivation? Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to address them. 2. Break tasks into small pieces. If a task seems overwhelming, break it down into smaller steps that you can complete easily. That way, you'll feel less overwhelmed and be more likely to actually do the task. 3. Set deadlines for yourself. If you don't have a deadline, it's easy to put off working on a task. But if you do have something to work towards, you'll be more motivated to get it done. 4. Work on something else when you get stuck. If you're stuck on a task, it can be easy to give up and move on to something else. But getting unstuck is often the key to completing your task, so don't give up. Instead, work on something else for a while until you find a way to move forward. Number 7. Excessive borrowing. If you're like most people, you probably have a few bad habits. Maybe you bite your nails or procrastinate. But there's one bad habit that can really keep you from reaching your financial goals: excessive borrowing. When you borrow too much money, it can be difficult to make ends meet. You may end up paying high interest rates on your debt, which can leave you with less money to save or invest. Plus, if you default on your loans, you could damage your credit score and have a hard time getting approved for future loans. So if you have any of these bad habits, it's time to change. Start making saving a priority and watch your bank account grow. Invest in yourself and your future by breaking these money-draining habits. Please keep in mind that I am not a financial advisor. I will only share my opinions with you, and you should always do your own research before investing. I hope you have found some value in today's video. Thank you for watching, and until next time.